Hi everybody, it's Cathryn from In the Pink Designs. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Any of the products that you see me use today you can purchase through Stampin' Up! At the address at the top of the screen. And if you're new here, please subscribe and hit the like button. Today I have a project that I use the Peaceful Deer stamp set and the Deer Builder Punch, which has the deer body, a nose to make it Rudolph, but I used a little gem, and 2 antlers. I also used the Peaceful Prints Designer Series paper, which is only available during Saleabration, which is only until September 30th, I'm sorry. And I've used a little bit, but this is the prints, and there are some deer in here that you can cut out if I can get to them. There they are. Okay, but this is only available during Saleabration, and it is free with a $50 purchase. Alrighty, if you have any questions about that, my contact information and all the measurements and details are in a link below to my blog. Okay. So, in this box, right now I have a little thing of Tic Tacs, but it's kind of loose in there. You could probably fit 2 things of Tic Tacs in there. You could fit a bunch of tea bags, and also, if I bend this I got at Dollar Tree. It's Coca-Cola Lip Smacker, which I thought was a cute gift, and these will fit in there just right. Alrighty, so how it closes is this. It's kind of like a gable box, I guess you'd say. This folds over, and then I took some linen thread and some white baker's twine, and I tied a bow to close the front. Alrighty, so what we need for this project is we need a piece of the Peaceful Prints Designer Series paper, this side. It's the same paper, just the other side. A small piece that is 3 1/4 by 2 1/4. This time I'm going to do this instead of the pink. I'm going to do it in red and put a red gem on. This is like Mrs. Rudolph, I guess. We need a piece of real red that is 3 1/2 by 2 1/2. And then you can get 2 of these from 1 sheet of the DS 12 by 12 Designer Series paper. So we need 1 piece that is 10 1/2 by 6. Alrighty. Okay, so I'm going to get my Simply Scored, and we're going to start on the 10 1/2 inch side of our Designer Series paper. If it has a pattern, you want it to go this way, up and down this way when it's in the 10 1/2 inch landscape side, okay? Alrighty, so we're going to score it at 1 1/4, 5, 6 1/4, and 10. We're going to turn it to the 6 inch side, and we're going to score at 1 1/4, 4, and 5. Alrighty. And then I'm going to fold and burnish. You don't have to do it as hard as with the cardstock, but you still have to do it. You don't have to push as hard. Okay, if you would like to join Stampin' Up, you don't have to continue. You could join my team, and you would get $125 worth of product for $99, and you would get a free bundle also, only during Saleabration. So that ends on September 30th. Alrighty. Okay, so we have our DSP. There is a 1 1/4 inch side strip on the bottom towards me, and a 1 inch on the top, and the skinny 1/2 inch rectangle is on the right hand side. Alrighty. And this is what we're going to do. Okay, so we're going to get rid of this rectangle and this rectangle, and then everything up here. Okay, and then just cut our tabs. All right, so we're going to start on the right hand side with the skinny rectangle, and we're going to get rid of this small rectangle and then just wedge a piece above it. Okay, we're going to cut the other side of this longer rectangle straight, move to the other side of the square, cut that straight, and then wedge both sides of the square. Okay. All right, now we're going to move to the other side of this rectangle, cut that straight, and then wedge the squares. One square. Wedge both sides of the square. All right, and that's the bottom. Okay, now we're going to turn it 180 so the skinny rectangle is on the left-hand side. And then we're going to get rid of this rectangle here just to the first score line and then just cut it straight. Okay. Now, this is going to be our flap, so we need these two rectangles, okay? We're going to go to the other side of the top rectangle, just cut to the first score line you come to. All right, and then we're going to get rid of all of this. So I'm going to turn it on its side. I'm going to go down to the one score line and then just cut all the way over to where we've cut. Okay, and that's what it should look like right now. Okay, all right, so now what we need to do is we need to get the scallop in there. So I'm using this die that is from the Pen Flowers dies. It's a little scallop, and I'm just going to put this as close to the top as I can and still get the little scallop. And then I'm going to fold everything like this and put it through my machine, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm just going to gently pull off the tape, and there we have our scalloped edge. So this is what your DSP should look like after you finish cutting it all up. All right, so now we need our tear-in tape, and we're going to put it on the skinny rectangle. There we are. Close to the score line. And then I'm going to take the backing off. Okay, flip it over. Flip the side with the tape and flip the other side to meet it. Okay, now this is going to be our front here. So we're going to put the sides down and the back, and this is where we want to put our tear-in tape. So I'm just going to put one against the edge. And just for insurance, I'm going to put one in a little bit inside of it. Okay, and then I'm just going to make sure that everything's even where it should be. And then just press it and turn it around and just kind of tap, make sure it adheres. Okay, now I'm just going to fold this out of the way. We're going to push with our pointer and squeeze with our thumb and the other fingers. Now, if this was cardstock, this here would not bend in a little bit, but since this is designer series paper, it will. Unless we put, why don't we put our, there we go, I'll put what I want to put in it, and then it might say straight for us. Okay, so that's in, and then we're going to push with our pointer and squeeze with our thumb and the other fingers, and that will make our box. Okay, so I'm just going to take this out now that we have that done. Alrighty, now we're going to use, now I have this is like a 1/16 inch hole punch, but what we can do is just use your, take your pick tool, this part here, And if you have some foam, and you can just poke holes, but I'm just going to do it with this right now. Okay, and then I'm going to close it, and I'm going to mark it with a pencil, and then I'll poke the holes on the inside. And you can make these holes bigger, especially if you want to put thicker ribbon in. Okay. Now, I'm going to take my linen thread and my white baker's twine. And I'm going to thread it into this the bottom set of holes, in from the outside to the inside, and then from the inside to the outside. Okay. And then I'm going to leave a bit because I want to tie a bow, and I want to be able to retie it after I've opened it, so it has to be a little bit long. And then I'm just going to put them through this set of holes from the inside to the out. I'm just going to make sure they're pretty even. Good enough. And then we're going to close this, and we're going to tie a bow in the front. Alrighty. And then I'm just going to clip them a little bit because they became a little bit uneven when I tied it. You can also just not do the holes and put a little Velcro dot underneath here if you wanted to. Alrighty, so that's the box part. Now we're going to do some stamping. Alrighty, so we need, first we're going to use our piece of DSP that is 3 1/4 by 2 1/4, and we're going to put the little 3 tree image on it with Evening Evergreen. Okay, and I'm going to shoot for, it's going to be on the right hand side almost to the top, about a 1/4 inch off of the right. And then we're going to let that dry, and we're going to use our crumb cake, and we're going to stamp our reindeer. Okay. Let me try that again. I leaned on it. Good. Okay. Now we need our reindeer builder punch, or deer builder punch, sorry, it's not reindeer, it's deer. And I'm just going to cut this out. Takes me a little to get it nice and centered to make sure everything's in where I want it to be. There's our deer. And then I'm just going to do the antlers with the early Espresso. Oops. I'm going to attach the DSP to the real red cardstock that is 3.5 by 2.5. I'm going to use this liquid glue. Okay, and then I'm going to attach my deer with some dimensionals and some dimensional edges. I think I have some edges, yes. Alright. I'm going to put dimensionals wherever I can fit them. And then I'm just going to put some edges on the, probably just going to cut strips out of the edges and just put a few on the legs. Alright. You don't have to really worry about the legs, but I like to secure them. And you can also cut mini dimensionals in half, or just cut some of your dimensionals up too, if you don't have the edges yet. Really totally unnecessary if you don't mind them being free. There we go. Okay. Alright, and then I'm going to put this kind of jumping up a little bit. There we go. And then I'm gonna put the antlers, I'm gonna glue to the cards, to the DSP behind. You could glue them to the back of the head with the dimensional, would probably be good, but I wanted to secure them down this way. Okay. And then I'm going to flip it over and put it onto the box with dimensionals also. I'm just going to, there should be about 1/8 of an inch all around this. Oops. Right there, okay. Maybe a little bit less because of the score lines kind of take up a little bit. Alrighty, and then I am going to put Wink of Stella on the trees. Oh, this one is dry. I didn't start that one yet. And for the final touch, now on this one I used a polished pink gem from the 2021 to 23 in color gems. This one I'm going to use a matte decorative dot. And I'm going to use one of the little ones in the red. And put that one on his nose. And that's it. Thank you so much for joining me and visiting my channel. I appreciate it. And you can buy all these supplies at the address at the top of the screen. Thank you, and I will see you next time. Bye.